The story begins in Hawaii, where a man nervously looks around, checking every direction before slowly walking up to a mailbox. He slips an envelope inside, and steps back onto the street. Suddenly, a blue van comes out of nowhere and slams straight into him, killing him on the spot. The scene cuts to a Marine training facility, where a tough Marine officer named James is pushing his cadets to their limits. He orders them to hold their breath underwater, but one by one, every cadet gives up and surfaces. James is furious, clearly disappointed that none of them met his standard. Right then, James gets a call from the police. Moments later, he is standing over the body of the man who was just killed. The police explain that the case has been ruled a hit and run. James returns home and starts making dinner as if it is just another normal day. Almost casually, he tells his wife that Walter finally managed to get himself killed. This is when we learn that the dead man was James' father. His wife asks if he, at least, called his brother in Oklahoma, but James coldly replies that his brother does not take his calls. The story now shifts to James' half-brother, Johnny, a detective living far away from Hawaii. Johnny walks into his apartment and finds his girlfriend Valentina packing her bags and preparing to leave. Johnny asks what is going on, trying to talk things out, but Valentina fires back, saying now he wants to talk. She is completely fed up with him. Johnny apologizes, but Valentina asks him if he even knows what day it is. It is her birthday, and Johnny completely forgot. No matter how much he begs, Valentina refuses to stay and walks out, leaving him behind. Soon after, Johnny gets a call from James' wife, Ela. She tells him that his father has passed away, and the funeral is tomorrow, adding that they hope he will come. Johnny refuses, saying he has not spoken to James in 10 years, and has not been to Hawaii in 20. As far as he is concerned, he is done with that part of his life. Before he can even process the call, two men suddenly appear behind him, in the bathroom, and press a knife to his throat. They demand to know where the package is, claiming that his father, Walter, sent it. Johnny explains that he has not spoken to Walter since he was a kid, and that whatever they are looking for, Walter would never have sent it to him. One of the men opens his shirt, revealing a dragon tattoo across his chest, a clear sign that he is Yakuza. A brutal fight breaks out. Johnny takes on both men by himself, and beats them down. When a third attacker bursts in with a gun, Johnny handles him too, barely breaking a sweat. He even casually sips his beer while fighting them off. The fight turns personal when one of the men knocks over Johnny's mother's shrine. That is when something inside Johnny snaps. He grabs the man's hand, and grinds it against a cheese grater, then finishes off the others just as violently. After the fight, Johnny looks at a photo of his mother, noticing that his father's face has been cut out. Back in Hawaii, Walter's funeral is underway. Members of the Yakuza and Mr. K's syndicate are also present, revealing just how deep Walter's connections ran as a private detective. James' cousin, Nanny, asks if Johnny is coming, and James says no. Moments later, Johnny unexpectedly shows up. As soon as the brothers see each other, they start trading insults and arguing right there at the funeral. The priest has to step in and tell them to be quiet. Governor Peter, a close family friend, gives a short speech about Walter, and following Hawaiian tradition, Walter is laid to rest. After the funeral, everyone gathers at James' house, which once belonged to their mother. Johnny claims that James never liked him, even when they were kids. James fires back, saying Walter left his mother for Johnny's mother, destroying his family when he was just a child. Over lunch, Johnny finally reveals the truth. He is not here to mourn Walter. He is here to find out who killed him. Johnny tells James that Yakuza members came to his house the night before and tried to kill him. James explodes in anger, saying he knew Johnny could not come back without finding new ways to get himself killed. Johnny says he is not even asking for James' help, reminding him that James did not help when Johnny's mother died either. Outside, the argument gets worse. James accuses Johnny of stirring up trouble, pointing out that Johnny had not seen Walter in 20 years and now suddenly wants to find his killer. Johnny asks James to trust him just once, but James fires back, saying Johnny could not even find his own mother's killer, so now he has decided someone killed their father too. Furious, Johnny storms off to a bar. At the bar, a man approaches Johnny and tells him he did not think even Johnny was dumb enough to come back to Hawaii. He says that Mr. K wants to see him. Johnny refuses, but it is already too late. The bartender slips something into his drink, and Johnny passes out. Johnny wakes up face to face with Mr. K. Mr. K tells him that the syndicate never forgets and that Johnny hurt a lot of his men in the past. Johnny fires back, accusing Mr. K of killing his mother. Mr. K calmly responds, maybe or maybe not, before ordering Johnny to leave Hawaii immediately. Johnny insists that he is from here, but Mr. K coldly replies that he is not anymore. Mr. K marks Johnny's neck with his symbol, and gives him a final warning. Johnny has 7 days to leave. After 7 days, he will not be allowed to leave alive. Johnny later wakes up alone on a beach. Meanwhile, James meets with a detective named Renard, and asks to see his father's police report. Renard tells him there is nothing useful in it, explaining that the neighborhood where Walter was killed does not talk to police and the traffic camera at the scene was not working. Renard warns James that two dangerous sons, looking into their father's death is only going to end badly. James responds with confidence, saying he is the bear. He then collects Walter's belongings from the police station, including a small slip of paper, with several words written on it. Later, Johnny arrives at Walter's house, and hears someone moving inside. A young man is searching through the place, and the moment he sees Johnny, he tries to run. Johnny chases him down, and catches him. The young man introduces himself as Pika and explains that he used to work for Walter, doing things like hacking computers, tapping emails, and tapping phones. Johnny asks Pika what the last thing he did for Walter was. Pika explains that Walter told him to get a job at a catering company, but he never explained why. Johnny thinks for a moment, then tells Pika that from now on, he works for him. At the same time, James notices that there is a bar located right where Walter was killed, and it has a security camera facing the street. He goes inside and asks for the CCTV footage, but the staff flatly refuse. James offers them money, but they still will not cooperate. Calmly, James says the cash is for the damage, then proceeds to wreck the place until they hand over the footage. Meanwhile, Johnny makes a major discovery at Walter's apartment. Hidden inside a surfboard, he finds a detailed blueprint. Confused, he does not know what it means. The scene shifts to a public rally for Governor Peter, where Nanny is working as his assistant. Johnny calls her and explains that he found some plans with a government seal on them, but he has no idea what they are. Nanny tells him she can access the database once she gets back to the office. All she needs is the 8-digit number written on the plan. Before Johnny can respond, someone breaks into the apartment. It turns out to be James. When Johnny asks what he is doing there, James replies that he is doing the same thing Johnny is. He then shows Johnny the CCTV footage. The blue van had no license plate, and it is crystal clear that Walter's death was not an accident. It was a deliberate hit. Johnny immediately asks Pika to pull a list of past and upcoming events handled by that catering company. The two brothers get into a car, still arguing as usual, and drive off. Suddenly, another car slams into them. A man inside the other vehicle fires a gun into the air. James shoots back instantly. Johnny jumps out of the car and returns fire from the street. James climbs onto the roof of their car, and leaps onto the attacker's vehicle. Johnny yells at him to jump off just before the car explodes. After the chaos, Johnny calls 911 to report the attack. James completely loses it, yelling that Johnny blew up his car. Johnny fires back, saying he saved James' life. Detective Renard arrives and tells them that the men they just took down were Yakuza hitters. He also drops another bombshell, revealing that Johnny is not even an active cop anymore. He is a suspended officer. James hands Renard the CCTV footage, and Renard gives them a final warning. He tells them this kind of violence better not happen on his island again, or next time he will not go easy on them. Later, Nanny shares what she discovered about the blueprints. They are plans for a property on the east side of the island, commissioned by the Robichaud firm. Marcus Robichaud is a powerful real estate developer, and it appears that Walter may have been working for him. James points out that Robichaud is planning to build a casino. What makes no sense is that gambling is illegal in Hawaii, yet there is a clear casino marking on the blueprint. The next day, Johnny and James head out to the property. They find a Hawaiian community living on the land. When James asks who owns it, the people explain that the land belongs to all of them and that everyone is welcome. One woman explains that they are living there to protect what is theirs. They know powerful people will try to take the land, which is why they are standing guard. Soon after, Johnny gets a call from Pika. The police found a blue van on the beach. The driver was a low-level accountant from the governor's office. Someone dumped both the van and the driver into the ocean to destroy the evidence. Johnny checks the list of all blue vans on the island, and tells Pika to investigate Hayashi Imports, the only Japanese name on the list. The story then shifts to a high-end event at Marcus Robichaud's house. Pika is already inside, posing as a waiter. Not long after, Johnny and James arrive dressed as waiters as well. Pika warns them to stay away from each other, joking that together they look like twin sons of the Rock. Johnny follows a woman through the crowd and starts flirting with her. He soon learns that she knew Walter, and had no idea he was dead. She reveals that she hired Walter to investigate her husband's activities. Her husband turns out to be Marcus Robichaud himself. Meanwhile, James runs into a Japanese man, whose business card reads Hayashi Imports. James casually tells him that his company seems to have misplaced a blue van. At the same time, the woman introduces herself as Monica and tells Johnny that she is getting a divorce. Without leverage, she says things will not go well for her, because Marcus will not let her walk away alive. She tells Johnny it is not safe to talk there, and asks him to come see her tomorrow. Back with James, the Japanese man makes a chilling comment, saying that a frog never looks both ways when crossing the street. He is clearly referring to Walter. Before James can respond, the man's phone rings. Marcus' men suddenly surround Johnny and James and escort them to Marcus. They introduce them as Walter's sons. Marcus calmly says he paid Walter in full and even gave him a bonus. Johnny asks if he really hired Walter, and Marcus explains that he suspected his wife was cheating on him, so he hired Walter to follow her. As Johnny listens, he starts casually playing with a grenade sitting on the table. James notices a disturbing detail nearby, a set of severed fingers laid out in the open. Realizing the danger, Johnny and James leave the house. Left alone, Marcus picks up a photo of his wife, and mutters to himself, asking what she has done. A short time later, Johnny learns that Marcus' wife has fallen from a building. She is dead. Furious, Johnny storms straight to Marcus' house, and starts fighting his guards. The guards overpower him, tase him, and throw him to the ground. Johnny accuses Marcus of killing both his wife and his father. Marcus calmly orders his men to call the police, and Johnny is arrested. Governor Peter arrives and announces that Marcus has dropped the charges at his request. Peter then tells Johnny something unsettling. He says that Walter had a darkness inside him, a darkness that destroyed everything good in his life. And that same darkness exists in both Johnny and James. However, he adds that they have something Walter never had, a brother. As soon as Johnny is released from jail, James confronts him. He tells Johnny that he cannot just do whatever he wants, and that none of this will bring their mother back. Johnny snaps and starts throwing punches. At first, James blocks them, but when Johnny does not stop, James hits back. The two brothers fight like enemies. James eventually beats Johnny down and demands to know what is wrong with him. Johnny screams back, asking what kind of man abandons his little brother when he needed him the most. Johnny accuses James of sending him away, but James explains that Johnny was about to go to prison and the syndicate was going to kill him. Sending Johnny away was the only way to save his life. He says he did it to protect him. Johnny fires back that after their mother died, James was all he had left. As the argument turns into a physical fight, years of buried pain and anger finally come pouring out. James admits he failed as a big brother and apologizes. He says if he could go back in time, he would do everything differently. James asks Johnny why he is pushing so hard for the truth when Walter was never really a father to him. Johnny explains that he never found the man who killed their mother, and now someone has killed their father too. He cannot walk away from that. The brothers finally agree to hunt down their father's killer together. Before they can move forward, James' wife confronts both of them and demands to know what is going on. At that moment, Johnny gets a call from Valentina. She went back to his place to collect her belongings, and found a package that arrived from Hawaii. Inside was a thumb drive. Johnny asks Valentina to bring the drive and fly to Hawaii. At first she refuses, but Johnny manages to convince her. Johnny, James, and Pika later pick her up from the airport. Johnny takes the drive and they examine it together. They discover the thumb drive is a key to a cold wallet. To open it, they need a seed phrase made up of 12 random words. James pulls out a piece of paper from Walter's belongings that has all 12 words written on it. Suddenly, gunfire rains down on them from a helicopter above. They rush to escape as Valentina takes the wheel. The helicopter fires wildly, putting everyone on the road in danger. A group of armed ninja bikers joins the chase. Their car drifts and flips, forcing Valentina to drive it in reverse. When she slams the brakes, two bikers crash into the vehicle. One attacker ends up inside the car, and James fights him off while Johnny takes on another biker. Valentina manages to turn the car back around. One biker is left hanging from the side, and she scrapes him off against the road barrier. James throws the other attacker out of the vehicle, but the helicopter is still after them. Johnny fires blindly into the sky, while James stays calm and carefully aims. The helicopter spins out of control and crashes, nearly hitting their car. Everyone barely survives. Pika finally accesses the cold wallet. Valentina studies the data and reveals that the transactions show $12 million moved through offshore accounts into a single account belonging to Governor Peter. The truth finally becomes clear. Marcus Robichaud needs Hawaiian land to build his casino resort. To make gambling legal, he bribed the governor with $12 million. Walter discovered the scheme while following Marcus, and was killed because of it. Elsewhere, Nanny shows Governor Peter the development plans Marcus had prepared. Peter promises he will not allow it to happen. Back at home, James realizes something is wrong when his wife does not answer her phone. He finds his children hiding in fear. His son tells him their mother was taken. Marcus sends a video showing both Nanny and James' wife being held captive. He demands the thumb drive in exchange for their lives. Johnny and James arm themselves and storm Marcus' house. They silently take out the guards one by one, leaving no chance for alarm. When the guards move toward a car alarm, they are taken down from a distance. Inside the house, Marcus realizes his men are not responding. The lights begin to flicker. A guard sent to investigate finds the pool filled with bodies before Johnny takes him out from behind. Marcus sends Nakamura and his Yakuza men to stop them. James charges straight into the group and takes them down one by one. His rage nearly consumes him until Johnny stops him, reminding him the fight is over. Johnny and James free Nanny and James' wife. James' wife tells him to go and says they will get out on their own. She wants him to back up Johnny, knowing there is no time to hesitate. Nakamura opens fire on James, and the two of them immediately go at it. At the same time, Johnny cuts off Marcus before he can escape. Marcus sneers at Johnny and says that killing him is harder than killing his father. They begin brawling as both fights unfold at once. James shatters Nakamura's bones and finishes him off, while Marcus slowly gains the upper hand on Johnny. Marcus taunts him, asking if he really thought he could stop him, calling him nothing more than a mosquito. He says that in 1 year, his casino will be built and no one will be able to stop it, and that Johnny, James, and their father will all die for nothing. That is when Johnny holds up the pin from Marcus' own grenade. The grenade explodes, sending Johnny into the water. James dives in after him, and pulls his drowning brother to the surface. Johnny survives. Governor Peter is arrested, and that is where this story comes to an end. Let us know what you thought of this explanation in the comments, and do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.